sure you've heard before, comparison is the thief of joy. And I believe that's true. And inside of that, we could say comparison is often the thief of our wealth. Because if we're constantly looking to keep up with the people around us, we will likely spend more than we would otherwise. I want you to think about your friends and your next door neighbor, people you know in your community, or your family. You probably don't know how much they make, but you do see how much they spend. You see the new car, you see the new house, you see the new boat, you see the clothes that they buy. All of that is consumption. You probably don't know how much they make, you don't see how much they give, you don't see how much they save, and you probably don't see how much they have invested. But the one thing you do see is how much they spend. And that's the comparison trap. We all know the proverbial Joneses we're trying to keep up with. But what has changed since that phrase emerged is the Joneses no longer live next door. The Joneses live on a device in your pocket. You don't have to wait for your next door neighbor to pull in the new Mercedes to feel like you aren't doing enough with your money. All you have to do is pull out your phone, open Instagram, and you'll see person after person doing thing after thing that you would like to do. We're not just trying to keep up with the people who live next door. We're trying to keep up with people who live across the country and maybe even across the world. Now, it's likely that you make a similar income to the people that live next door to you, but on social media, you could be following people who make millions upon millions of dollars, more than you'll make in your lifetime. And the truth is, you may be content with your life, but if all you're seeing constantly are the highlights of what other people are buying and consuming, it's likely to make you feel depressed. You could be making a decent income and have a solid net worth, but if you're constantly comparing yourself to people who make more and do more than you, you're not going to be happy. Now, some level of comparison can be healthy, just like some level of peer pressure can be healthy. If it causes you to do some introspection, to make sure you're doing everything that you can to be the best that you can financially, that's a positive thing. But it becomes destructive when it is no longer motivating you to do better and instead destroys your motivation. You may make the same amount of money as the person who lives next door to you, but you're going to have completely different financial backgrounds. You're going to have completely different financial priorities. You're going to have completely different financial goals. And that's the reason that comparison can be destructive. Comparison makes your finances about someone else, when the only person who needs to be prioritized in your finances is you. You don't want to make your income about someone else's goals, and you don't want to make your income about someone else's purchases. The best plan for your money is the plan that works for you. All you have to do is take a look at the statistics on debt in America, people who are living paycheck to paycheck, and you'll realize we have a problem overspending. We spend money we don't have, keeping up with people we may not even know. That's really dumb. There's nothing wrong with wanting something or having a goal to purchase something, but if you spend your time consumed with what other people are able to purchase, you're not going to be a very happy person, and you won't ever be effective with your finances. Money is a magnifier. Whatever you are, more money makes you more of that thing. And the truth is, if you live a content life and you receive more money, you are likely going to be content with more money. And if you're negative and find yourself constantly consumed with what other people are buying, more money is just going to mean more problems for you. That's why people who make $50,000 a year can live within their means, and people who make $250,000 a year might be overdrawn by the 30th. Because after a certain point of income, more money doesn't necessarily mean you're going to have an easier life. It's what you do with that money. And yet people have bought into this lie in our consumerist society that more stuff means I'm going to be more content. Marketing departments spend billions of dollars a year to find out what makes you tick and how they can convince you you won't be happy unless you buy their product. People on social media might be happy to plaster their newest purchase because they think you'll respect them more for it. We tend to think if we have a high income and we display our purchases that people will respect us more, when the truth is, You don't do that. Morgan Housel talks about this in his book, The Psychology of Money. He said that he found when he saw someone drive up in a nice car, he never thought, wow, that person looks cool. He thought, wow, I bet other people would think I looked cool if I was driving that car. And in reality, the respect that you want doesn't come from owning things. It doesn't come from income. It comes from how you treat other people and having integrity. And part of that is contentment. Now, contentment doesn't mean we can't have financial goals, and it doesn't mean we can't buy nice or new things. Contentment has a lot less to do with the future and a lot more to do with us right now. Contentment has to do with how I am in the moment. I may want a higher income or a nicer house or a nicer car, but I'm going to be content on my way there. Contentment recognizes that enjoying my life is more important than having the things I want. You may have a goal of increasing your income, and that's a healthy goal. But if that's all you're concerned about, you're going to destroy your contentment and you will not enjoy your life. And here's the truth. Once you hit your goal, it's not going to be enough. The eye isn't satisfied, and there's always going to be something more. We live in an age with a YOLO mentality. Is that cool to say anymore? I don't think it is. You live now, so you might as well enjoy it. And I've heard people say, why in the world would I want to invest money for a retirement that I might not even have? Why would I want to take a smaller paycheck today when I'm not even guaranteed I will be healthy when I retire? And I hear that, but here's the thing. If you're not going to be satisfied with a smaller paycheck today, by the time you get to your 60s, 70s, do you think that's going to change? Personally, I believe investing for my retirement will help me be a more content individual, even if I never see any of it. And that's because it forces you to live on less. You can't be a hyper consumer if you are consistently saving. And that discipline gives me contentment that purchasing things couldn't give. Oh, but I've got a curveball for the end of this. What happens if you look over and your next door neighbor, who might not be watching financial videos like you and might even make less money than you, is doing better with their savings than you are? Ooh, that's different. Well, remember this. Don't make your personal finances about other people. The only person who should be concerned about your personal finances is you. And while hearing that someone is saving more than you might be a little motivating to save more, you don't want that to distract from the bigger picture here, which is doing well with money. And doing well with money is going to look different for every single person, even if you follow a similar path. And that's because no two people are identical. Everyone has different financial priorities, even if they have similar income and goals. So you want to do what's right for you and not what's right for someone else. In fact, there's a book, a good book, a very good book, the best book ever written, that speaks to this. And it says, rejoice with those who rejoice and weep with those who weep. What that means is, if someone is doing well with their finances, you should be excited and happy for them because their success doesn't take away from yours. To see other people doing well with money should make you happy for them, but it shouldn't say anything about you. If you are following these principles and doing the best you can to create the financial future that you want, that has nothing to do with anyone else's financial goals or priorities. Your finances are here to take care of you. So if you know you can do better, then you should try to do better. But at the end of the day, you don't need to compare your situation to another individual's situation. You need to be doing what is best for you and your financial future. And the best way to stay on the financial path you choose to be on is not to be distracted by someone else's. So I hope you enjoyed the video today. If you did, please give us a like and subscribe to the channel below. It really helps us out. Like I said, we're gonna try to do one of these a week, and I look forward to seeing you all next Tuesday. Take care.